See, I'm losing on my focus. If you choosing, am I chosen? Cruising in this cold Benz. Soon picking up your friends. Give me dirty looks, cause they know a lot. 100 with you, yeah, they know I'm not. Give it 25.
Hey guys, so I'm starting off with 4 bottles of the Adore hair color. 2 of them are copper brown, one of them's the rich amber, and then the 4th one was the cinnamon color. And I'm using my 613 13 by 6 lace frontal wig. This is from Mayvenn Hair, and I'm super excited because I haven't done something like this. So I'm going to start off by protecting the lace first. So I'm taking a decent layer of Got2b gel across the entire frontal, and this is to prevent the color from going all the way to the lace and for me not having an orange or red lace. So I'm going to do a decent layer of this, and then I'm going to spray it with my freeze spray, and this is just to essentially like dry it and just make sure that, you know, like I said, the color doesn't go all the way through. And I'm going to go ahead and blow dry it and make sure it's very hard and make sure it's not wet at all. I did end up using too much, so I was drying for a long time, but that's okay. I just wanted to make sure it was dry, and then I just turned it around and made sure it was dry from the other end as well. And then this is what we have, and I went ahead and mixed up the colors. Majority of it was that copper, so I used all of those, and I did have some of the rich amber left over because I felt like that was giving more auburn, more red, and I wanted more of the orange. So I probably used like half of the bottle of that rich amber color. And as you can see, this is like not the watercolor method, so I'm literally putting color all over the entire wig, and then just making sure I'm getting the roots, even getting some of the back of the getting some of the wig cap, just, you know, to be sure that if it ends up being shown at any point that it all looks the same color and there was no blonde left. So making sure you comb it all the way through and to the ends. And now I'm at the front. So obviously the knots are already blonde or quote unquote bleached. So you really just want to get as close as you can to the lace as possible without touching the lace. So this was very tedious, and it took a long time, honestly, because I needed it super, super duper close. And I'm just taking one piece at a time. So I'll part, and then I'll put some of the color close to the root, and then I'll flip it upside down and get the other end. So it was very, very crucial and tedious and time consuming. And overall, I feel like this process, like with the Got2b gel and spray, it did protect the lace. I think it did pretty well. So I think overall you'll just kind of see how important it is to get as close to the lace as possible with this color, because otherwise it could give that effect that you over bleach your knots, if that makes sense. Like if the bleached hair in the 613 comes down further down the shaft, it'll give the look that you don't want. So this is what we have, and now it is time to apply it. So I'm using my Ghost Bond tools, and this is their lace cap, their wig cap, and then I'm using their XL Ghost Bond. And then they also have this spatula that I feel like is just super, super duper nice. So I went ahead and put a thin layer across the perimeter and blended it out. Once it's dry, you can just go ahead and start cutting it up. So just make sure that it turns as clear as it can before cutting it off. Otherwise, it'll just be messy and white and tacky, and it wasn't all the way dry. So after I cut it off, we're gonna go ahead and put some powder along the hairline and just make sure that we have it kind of matching our skin for the bald cap. And after a wash and blow dry, this is the final color. So I think it came out pretty cute. It was very close to what I was trying to do, the whole cowboy copper. I didn't want it to be red at all, so I think it turned out pretty good. And then to make it blend even more, I went ahead and put that same powder on my wig lace. Now, what I'm doing here is fixing the areas in which I did not get close enough to the scalp part, like to the lace. So I'm taking a spoolie with some extra color, and I am getting as close as I can to that lace, because I didn't film it, but once I put it on, it just looked like over bleached, like the color was not close enough to the quote unquote scalp for me. And I didn't wash it out, like I didn't have time for that. So I just sprayed it to dry, and then I blow dried it. And this is what we are looking like. So just to save you time on the first go around, make sure you just get as close as you can to that lace. And I'm actually very pleased with how it is looking. So I'm just kind of testing it out, seeing what I'm looking like. And then this part, what I like to do is cut my frontal lace into 3 sections. So I'm not worrying about, you know, trying to apply the entire lace all at once. It just can be a little tough. So again, I am taking my Ghost Bond XL lace glue and spatula, and I'm gonna blend that out with a thin layer, and then blow dry it. And I did apply 2 layers. So I did this, let it get dry, then I did it again, and then I'll go ahead and place the lace right on there. And I think it just is so much better working in sections. So this is the first section. Make sure you're pressing that into your glue. And then here I am doing the other side. Spread it thin, blow dry it. I did 2 layers, and then I place it exactly where I want it. And then of course you're gonna do the same thing to the other side. I like using my rat tail to kind of lay it down, lay that lace into the glue. And then here's me doing the other side. I think this turned out way better than I expected. I'm not a big person of color, but I wanted to try something different. And I believe this Mayvenn hair, the 613, it took really, really well, and you guys will see the final result. So this is me just drying it up a little bit more. And then, you know, just making sure you're laying the lace into that gel. So I feel like getting you a metal rat tail comb is a very important tool with this process. So we want this to dry and melt even more. So I'm taking my wig band from Ghost Bond, of course, and just letting that sit and melt into my skin. And I'm gonna just head over to the rest of my hair really quick, blow drying the perimeter, blow drying the hair. And now it's time to basically style. So I'm going for a middle part here. And then you could see kind of like that blonde part. So I'm gonna push some hair back from the closure just to cover up a little bit of that wig cap. And then we're gonna go ahead and lay the rest of the hair. So I like doing this in sections. I think this is just how you get the most flat install, is just to go section by section and part away from your middle part and take an individual piece. This is my KERA CARE wax stick. And then I'm going to run my pressing comb through it. Now right here is important because I'm getting closer to my middle part, and I can kind of see where I didn't get enough color to the scalp. So I didn't just do the middle part, but I went like a little bit behind it so it could all lay the right way. And I'm using a super duper small like spoolie, and make sure when you are blending that color, you are, you know, just kind of blending it out so it doesn't just look like one strip of color. Pull it down a little bit, you know, fray it a little bit and make sure it looks pretty good. And again, I just spray it to dry so the color stays in place, and I blow dry it and just really focus on that. So after that, here we are with the final result of this unit. Stuck to my head, and I thought it looked pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and cut off the sections. So as you can see, my cutting pattern is like going up and down, like up, down, up, down. So I'm trying to get like a rigid hairline. You don't want to cut straight across. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. Up, down, up, down, up, down. And you just want that rigid hairline, and then obviously cut around your ears. And then right now what I am doing is taking my, this is my spritz. So I'm just taking a little bit of spritz, and then this is a band, but it's actually like a belt that goes to my silk robe. So I'm just placing that just so I can get closer to this hair. The band is a little bit thick and I really just wanted to get more closer to the front of this wig, so I just put that thin band right on the edges of the frontal so I could do the rest of my hair. So after using my pressing comb for the remainder, I took a little bit of that cheese silkening product just to help with, you know, the glossiness. And I did want a little bit of layer, so this is me cutting into it. And then it's really just time to style. And this is my favorite curling iron. It is from T3, and I believe it is a 1.5-inch barrel. So just really throwing some curls in there. And finally figured out a way on like how I like curling my hair. So this is the method that I use. And I think it's turning out pretty well. That band I'm just leaving on there just to lay even more. Yeah, this is how it is looking. And you guys are just going to watch me curl the rest of my hair. Okay, so after taking off this small little band, this is how we're looking like. I feel like it melted so good. And then we're just gonna comb it out. So I'm taking this rake and yeah, I'm just gonna comb out everything, comb out the curls. I'm still learning how to be soft. As you can see, I'm like, dang, I have like a line in my hair, but I go back over that. But I just wanted to see how it all came out. So just combing out the curls, and I am feeling it. I'm seeing the vision. And yeah, this is the final result. What do you guys think? I think it came out super pretty. This is the final look. I was able to do my makeup, get a feel for it, and it is laying perfectly. I really love this color. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. But as always, I will see you guys in my next video. See you soon. Bye.